Alright, welcome to another edition of Old versus New. I'm going to be doing my review of King Kong. And what you're looking at right now is the Bandai 1993 King Kong release. This is from King Kong vs. Godzilla. This is the only Kong figure they were licensed to make from RKO. So this is a very sought after figure. Very sought after. It captures the design, the detail of the 62 Kong very nicely. If you look at the grotesque head, almost captures it very nicely from that film. I know people have a lot of problem with that Kong in that movie, but Kong in that film, I believe, was more well represented than Godzilla was in '98. So, you know, Kong was still a gorilla, pounded his chest, still aggressive, still powerful. The only gripe was the design of the suit, but otherwise, I personally didn't have a problem with the suit design. I thought when I first saw the film, to me it was an iconic design just because it was an event when I first saw the film, because I had no clue that King Kong and Godzilla actually met and fought each other in the film. So the design of this film, the design of the suit always stuck with me and always became a staple of my childhood. So I don't have a problem at all with the design of the suit. Now, this particular figure has articulation on the right by the shoulders and the hips, and that's it. So it's got 4 points of articulation. The head doesn't move, and it's got a very thin frame to it. The Kong in that film had a pot belly. The 62 Kong was a little bit more chubbier in the belly, but they trimmed it down for the toy. I don't know why, but I guess I figured it looked more imposing if you were a little trimmer on the belly side there. So that's the 62 Kong. I'm going to compare this Kong with a Kong figure from a different movie, from Peter Jackson's his 2005 remake of King Kong. Here we go. This is the 2005 Kong from Peter Jackson's film, which I believe that film should have been released in '93. I think that should have been the film to have been released as opposed to Jurassic Park, but whatever excitement or thrill we would have gotten from this Kong film, we ended up getting with Jurassic Park in '93. And what we got with the Kong film from Jackson in 2005 was a very solid, nice special effects, but it was ultimately underwhelming because of the period or the time in which it was made. Which is a shame because it was a very good film. Very good Kong film. Very good special effects. Story was very faithful to the original story. It wasn't a boring film by any stretch of the imagination, but it probably was 12 years too late as far as capturing the public's imagination. But it did bring us some very good toys. Very decent toys. Very nicely detailed Kong toys. This particular Kong is a battle damaged Kong. You see the blood scars on his face. It's got the angry look on him. This is definitely a Kong toy. It's not a gorilla figure. It's a definite Kong toy. It's got battle damage on his chest, as well as on the arms. It's got articulation on the shoulder, the elbows, and on the hands, right where the fingers end by the knuckles. It's got articulation there. He can move his head sideways, but that's about as far as the head's concerned. And he has articulation on the waist, so you can kind of move him a little bit, side to side, like the Masters of the Universe figure. He has that thing going for him. And he has articulation on his knees and his hips. And that's about it. Now with this Kong figure, I don't know if it was my luck or what have you, but I purchased this Kong figure, and this Kong figure has two left feet. No, sorry, they're right feet. I'm sorry. He has two right feet. See, he's got the thumb toe on the same side of each foot. So they made this figure with two right feet. I don't know if it was just this figure and I got stuck with bad luck, or if they mass marketed this toy just like that. I don't know what it was, but I ended up with a Kong figure with a major disability. He stands okay, which is good, but it looks very weird, and for me, it's kind of ruined my enjoyment of this figure. Not by much, but I just wish that I had looked before I purchased it. But it's not a big drawback. It's still a very good Kong toy. As you see them side by side, you know, you could kind of see the deficiencies in Tsuburaya's Kong. If he had that same look, you probably would have had a much more legendary King Kong Godzilla film. But you can see this Kong is thinner than this Kong, but he has far more imposing biceps, so that works in his favor. This Kong is made out of heavier material. This is the vinyl Kong, but it's hollow, so it's very, you know, if you drop it at a certain height or if you drop it a certain way, it will break, unfortunately. Whereas this one is heavier, so it has more durability. I know that the later Bandai figures had more heavier vinyl, but this one did not, unfortunately. So it can be prone to breakage and paint scraps. But this is my review of the Kong figures. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Obviously they're from two different films, but you know you can't have enough Kong figures, and some Kong figures, Kong toys are better than others.